Hello everyone! Hello, hello! How y'all doing? Hope y'all are having a fantastic evening. Right now I'm gonna try some might say even it's a little bit bold of me to try, but I'm gonna be trying to speedrun, uh, X2. Now, I'll put it right here. Now now I'm gonna be doing the 100% run, and I'm gonna be doing it on the Japanese version, because the text goes by faster. And for whatever reason, I still need to go in and change controls. So there's also that. So, yeah. You'll see that I kind of am going to give a little bit less, be mindful of my health. And three, two, one, time starts now. The moment I press start game. And time ends on my last hit of the Sigma virus. Since this is a 100% run, that means that, if you want the short version of it, all I had to do is get the Shoryuken, which the requirements for that are simple enough. Oh shit. The requirements for me getting the Shoryuken are simple enough. All 8 hard tanks, all 4 sub tanks, all 4 armor pieces. And all 3 zero parts as well. Which means I had to fight all 3 of the X Hunters in whichever stage they may be in. Which in a normal run, if you remember from my X2 video, it was Sergus normally always shows up in Flame Stack, which happens to just be my third map, which just so happens to be my third Maverick. Now with that, only a minute and a half in, I'm already done with the opening stage. Now the game is running a little bit slow, so my time might be slower than it should be. So, in case the moderators of speedrun.com don't think it's because I have like a little bit of latency. Uh, oh shit. Alright. Now this stage is very simple. I've gone over most of what you would see in a normal run, so the need for me to actually say most of it is kind of eliminated because I've kind of already mentioned it in my X2 video. However, I will say it again for the sake of the run. Most of what is required, all, all of what I'm getting here, I've already gotten. The heart tank, which you see me get at the beginning of the stage, and as well as the sub-tank, which I just got in like 2 seconds ago. And, oh shit, glad I didn't die to those spikes there, or else the run would have been dead. The run would have been Dunyan Rings! Oh shit. Really? Normally it's not raining when I get to that point. Normally it's sunny and the enemies there are die, and the enemies that get dropped by those, essentially, well, I don't know what they're actually called, but I'm gonna call them Capcom Lactus, because that's basically what they act as. They just drop enemies down. More of an inconvenience. Now, honestly, this fight's gonna bode pretty similarly to how I did it in my casual playthrough of the game. However, I'm just gonna try to hit, obviously with one caveat, and that's just I'm gonna be hitting more, I'm gonna be landing my attacks more often, so I'm not, so those are like a low chance I actually get a good hit in on him, because I'm more focused on trying to just kill him. Okay. Now, when he does the lightning strikes, they never hit the same place twice. So go in a place where you just seen the lightning strike, and you should be fine. Alright. Now that I had to watch my health now and play a little bit more carefully. However, I should be close to doing this, but just to be safe, I will use my sub tank. Because I learned the hard way that you don't actually need to have your sub tanks full to get the Shoryuken or to get the tech capsule show up. And there I just died. So that's a bit of time loss. But since this is kind of my first PB attempt, I'm going to let any time loss slide, and after that point, uh, yeah, no. This run would have been done a minute sooner had I not died just there, like a dumbass. But it is what it is, and and I'll just take the time loss. Okay. And be a little bitch. For whatever reason, if you pass under him as he does it, he decides to just climb down. You can actually tell when he's about to attack. I want to be further away from him so I have more time to... That was actually lucky there. I probably had a chance of dying there. I'm probably gonna die again if I'm not careful. Never mind. I just took about a minute of time loss right there, but that's perfectly fine. If I die again, that's the run dies there. Alright. So, the order I did it in, sorry, the order I did it in my casual playthrough is gonna pretty much be the exact same. I tried doing it other ways, but it doesn't really make it any faster or any slower. Actually, actually in some cases it might make the run a little bit slower. I am trying to get help. So, like in my casual playthrough, I am trying to get. Oh shit, you asshole! So, like in my casual playthrough that you've seen before, I am going to. Oh, shit. I'm gonna be doing a lot of things similarly. Okay. Usually takes me no more than 3 attempts to get it. But like in my casual playthrough, there's gonna be a lot of things that are similar, like Maverick Order. But what you're not gonna see is like how I did things. Like notice in Wire Sponge stage, how I just went past that enemy there. Normally in my casual playthrough, you've seen how I just waited it out and just actually took the time to beat him. And also, what you're gonna see is you're not gonna see me grinding. However, I will. Oh shit! Ooh, ooh. However, what you will see is I will have the hell. Oh shit! That's fine. However, at any at every single opportunity, oh shit. Okay, so that was not a good. Okay. Oh no 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 no! Hack! Shoot! Shoot me! Damn it! Thank you. Obviously, that's same. I want to try to have enough health to do the fight, and I also want to have the lives to do it. Because I need to help, because I need to be at full, as you already know, I need to be at full health to, when collecting health drops, in order to fill my sub tank. And well, obviously, if I'm not, that means that if I'm not at full health, I cannot collect the sub, I have no hope of filling my sub tank. That was pure luck. Normally I would have collected that live there, but I honestly don't really need it. That was also luck. And that means that alright, Rio Gator's the same deal. You hit him with his weakness, he stays underwater longer, and we don't want that because that will result in more of a time loss. So, and we also don't want him to dip underwater. Well, we don't want him to try dipping underwater at all. And there's actually ways that you can try to manipulate the RNG to not, for him to not underwater. Like that, he just decided to dip under there like that. This fight's kind of, this is just one of those fights where RNG can really fuck you over. I should have hit him when I got the chance to. See, if I get hit there, he has a chance of going underwater, which we obviously don't want, because it attributes to a bit of a time loss if he decides to. Like that. He decided to go underwater, thus causing me to lose time. And I knew he was going to do that. That's an attack you rarely ever get to see if you're doing it right. And I just realized that You were not hearing any of the audio. I greatly apologize for that. Right now, I'm pretty certain we might get sub. I'm almost like 90% certain with how this is running. Excuse me. I see a chance of us getting it like sub-hour. This run might get done sub-hour. Maybe sub-hour 15. And as I said, Sergis always goes to Flame Stag stage first. Which just so happens to be my next Maverick. So, I'm fighting. So, what am I gonna do? I'm a fighting. Now, obviously, if you see my video, then you know the drill. My next, all I'm getting from this stage is the heart tank and the sub tank. That's it. I don't need to say that I'm getting the sub. I'm not going to say I'm getting the heart tank. I'm going to say whatever I'm getting that's not the heart tank. Because it's kind of understood at this point. So that is happen chance. Now I'm likely to. I want to get the. I'm gonna get the. I'm gonna get the health pickup and take the time loss. It's like I'm not gonna worry about. It's like you think I'm worried about. It's like you're funny if you think I'm actually gonna get. Now, the surrogates fight is a pain in the ass. Why? Barrier. And this attack too. No. Alright. Now. So, I might just lock in with this fight. The reasons why this is a pain in the ass as it is simply because of the barrier and this attack that he was just doing right now. Now, obviously, I'm almost done with it, but doesn't make it any less of a pain yet. Come on, dude. Come on. Finally. Only took me 2 minutes. I've never died on this section before, so... Well, not in a long time, anyway. I gotten back into playing these games, the Mega Man X series, back in 23. Time stag, there's really nothing to it. I don't like the, Sigma fight. except more RNG. Because there's a chance he goes to the opposite side, there's a chance he just doesn't, for whatever reason. And you want to try giving yourself more room for that attack you just did, so you have more time to react to it. Oh, screw it. Yep. I do apologize for the inability to see the full health bar. As I kind of realized that my timer was in the way of that. And possibly my face cam too. And my next Maverick is... gives me break from... My next Maverick gives me break from X-Hunter fighting, as it's Overdrive Ostrich. And unfortunately, there's no way to skip the cutscene. For the boss fight, or the Maverick stage. So, unfortunately, last time lost, I'm just gonna have to take. And this, if I do it right, will attribute to no time loss. And what do I mean by if I do it right? Well, that. The game's very finicky with how I do this. Now, I could do this one of two ways. Just like that, how I did it right there, and then... like that, which eliminates the need... which eliminates the need for me to have to deal with those guys, and I don't take damage. So I forgot to mention what was in this stage, obviously, the leg parts. My next sub-tank I get in... I already forgotten. My next sub-tank, I get that one in Bubble Crab stage, and I should... I believe... memory is bad. Anyways, this fight's also a pain in the ass, because if you off-screen him for even the shortest bit of time, he'll come back in from the foreground, or from the background. Which, obviously, is a loss of time, and we do not want that. This fight's just a pain in the ass, cut and dry. There really is nothing to write home about with this fight. Besides that, I'm already done. It's like the most boring fight. Also, if you don't know what you're doing, it's the most pain in the ass as well. Now, if you notice by the title, I say casual play too. That's because I also intend to play Mario Sunshine after this run. Next stage is oddly enough. Oh crap. And there's the next hunter here. I didn't pay attention to which one. And oftentimes it is a coin toss between whether or not it's violent or agile. So I'm gonna have to take this time loss here. Just swap to menu swap between my weapons, like the old OG Mega Man. Alright. Hopefully if RNG serves me well, he won't be... Alright. So normally I would have gotten that done faster. Obviously in my other playthrough of it, I did not. I was not able to. And now I'm not able to here for whatever reason. There's just like a few components here that you have to damage. A few parts with it that you gotta damage. The game will be perfectly fine with it if you damage all but 2 parts to it. And usually the game tends to let you... Now, if I would have died there, that would have been time lost and the run would have ended there. Now, I know where the sub-tank is here, and you're probably thinking, dude, get it. No, see, it's actually smarter to go back. I already had to go back into the level to get it, and that takes time. And okay, didn't get it my first attempt, might get it my second. Okay, didn't get my second attempt, I might get it my third. Okay, didn't get my third attempt, I might get it in my fourth. Please. Okay, didn't get it in my fourth attempt, but might get it in my fifth. Yeah, okay, I think it's a matter of how high I am from the ledge. Which is kind of skill-based. Yeah. Obviously, I didn't get the good... I did that to reset my... Well, it's more so of game thought I touch solid surface. So that's actually how Speedrunner works, and I'll demonstrate that later. So when you charge up Speedrunner, which is a weapon you get after beating Flame Stag, when you get Speedrunner and you charge up Speedrunner. Okay, so it's violin, as I thought. Usually you're pretty safe. Usually. He has not. It's weird that he hasn't swapped his attack patterns yet. No, they've been attacking in the same place. Honestly, I'm not that I'm complaining here. I actually like the fact that he's standing here, taking the hits. But for whatever reason, he decided to not do any other attack. That's weird. Okay. Couldn't get that health pickup, but whatever. Bubble Crab's weakness is spinning wheel, which is what I have. And I'm gonna show you something funny that you can do with this. So you go right here. So whichever direction X is in, Bubble Crab will tend to follow that direction. However, if you fire a spinning wheel, whichever direction X is facing, that wheel will go. So what you do is you lure Bubble Crab. Okay, well he didn't. Well, he decided to not. He decided to be a little bit of a difficult prick. Okay, why are you being difficult with me, buddy? Sir, excuse me, sir. Why are you being difficult with me? Thank you. Usually he doesn't be difficult with you like that. Usually he almost always... Oh, sorry. Usually Bubble Crab almost always goes in the same direction that X is in. So if X is to the right of the room, Bubble Crab will go to the right. If X is facing right when you fire the spinning wheel, it will go to the right. So you fire from the left, you go to the right. So what you do is you fire from the left, facing right, you go to right. Bubble Crab goes in that direction like an idiot and keeps getting attacked because he's worried about going in the direction that X is in. And oh, I'm getting attacked by a saw blade. I think I should not go in that direction. But it is what it is. Usually this takes me a few attempts, but didn't get my first attempt. And you see, the consequence of not getting it is you die. Because it is a bottomless pit. Okay. Gotta take the time loss. Okay. Usually that never happens. As I figured, I'd probably get my second attempt. Alright. See. Agile is in this stage, so I have to fight him. And now I'm gonna try to fill my sub-tanks too. Now I'm gonna get this health pickup as well. Because the more health because the more HP in my sub-tanks, the better. The more I can actually... Yep, I was right. This is not... It's not RNG, but sometimes... Very seldom do... the opposite... Does the opposite X-Hunter go into the opposite stage? Usually. Usually it's Violin in Bubble Crab and Agile in Crystal Snail. Very seldom is it the and as I just mentioned, very seldom is it ever the opposite. And that usually is just that's usually just a very low probability of it happening. Because they have a set pattern of which stage you're gonna go in after each exit of a stage. Doesn't matter which stage you're in, if you exit a stage. Now what I'm doing here is I'm baiting him, as I'm trying to bait him to just... What I'm doing is I'm trying to continue baiting him to just do that upward slash. But there are some times, as you've just seen, where he will instead bait me to coming down and doing that little rapid slash attack, which is very annoying. Okay, now I could do this one of two ways. And I think I'm going to do the way that will not attribute you time loss. Because I'd rather not. Okay. Okay. So, you start this mini-boss fight off real nice and slow. Now, I take that. I want to take that. And now I get the head parts. Oh, by the way, I just remembered. So my next... Okay, so the head part is by far the most useless head parts in the entirety of the Mega Man X series. Because you know what it does? That! That's all it does. I kind of learned the hard way. I kind of remember that, oh wait, I don't have to take the time loss of that. I want to see if it... Without looking up guides, obviously, but I want to see. Nope, nope, nope. Also, this game's the last game where you will ever get to see those bats. I think maybe Capcom realized that, wait, we just made them drop more useless items. They want to fill their sub-tanks, not... whatever. This fight without his weakness is a pain in the ass. I'm gonna say that right now. It's because of that stupid shell. With his weakness, it's actually funny to fight him with his weakness. Same with Wire Sponge, but that'll be later. But that'll be more toward the end of the run. Alright. I see a bold move in the attempt to try to reconcile with me. In the attempt of saying fuck you. Now that was not wanted. Oh, okay. I suck at dodging those balls. See, I suck at this. Off your high horse, bitch! No. Oh, shit. Come on! Trigger your second phase, damn it. Might do it. He might do it now. Yep. Okay. Okay. Good. I don't know why he has such. Why the hell does he keep his fucking iframe from the shell after he pops out? Or maybe. Oh wait, no, I know why. Because his hitbox probably does. Because the hitbox for Crystal Snail himself doesn't pop up until a few frames after he himself pops out of the shell. Essentially, what happens is a sprite appears. Is that the sprite for Crystal Snail himself appears, but his hitbox doesn't appear until shortly after. Now, we are a little over a half hour in. Actually, as of the start of the stage, we're probably about 40 minutes in. See, the body armor is probably at least somewhat useful. Simply because it's used in the mandatory Saragus fight. Also, if you remember from my casual playthrough, you remember that, um... Sorry, lost my train of thought. That rarely happens. But, if you remember from my casual playthrough, the violent fight is the only fight that's, like, the closest to, the, optional fight. The, X... Oh, sorry, there's a zero part. Alright. Never forgot, but teabag. I probably didn't get anything good. Oh yeah, I probably got a... I'm gonna get these health drops. Because again, I would wish to have to be able to use them during the later stages. It's not to be used for now, it's to be used for the later stages. And actually the Shoryuken requires you to be at full health in order to use it. So if I were to ever need this, you'll kind of notice how I'll have the most health possible. I'll have like the most health imaginable, and I'm just basically like that guy who just reload, like those guys in battle royale games that just like those guys in the like those sweats in a like those guys in Battle Royale games that for whatever reason decide I'm just gonna reload after a singular round has been fired. And waste all the precious ammo that I have. Which people who do that. Let's see if I can get the one cycle. Yep, I got the one cycle. Now the rest of this fight can only be done with the Buster. Or it has to be done with the Buster. Okay. Okay. Cooperate with me. Oh my god. No. No, no, no. No, no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. No. Dude! I wasted that fucking sub-tank for nothing! Oh, this guys. Dude. Looks like I'm not getting the... Damn it, I'm probably gonna get a sub... Nah. Why doesn't that look familiar? Hit. Don't trigger, don't trigger, don't trigger, don't trigger. If I would have triggered this specific one right here, so that one right there. Oh my god. So that one right there that I just came on, that I just came onto to, this one. That one right there. If I would have triggered it, there would have been no chance of, I would have had no hope of being able to get up there. Okay. So, now what I need, now, supercharged speedrun, right? Dash. Notice, I was still in the air and yeah, I still dashed. Because for whatever reason, the game seems to believe that it resets after you do a charged speedrunner. It resets X's position. Oh, that's new. Sorry. It usually doesn't start with that attack. And it usually doesn't do it again. So, it resets X position to where it's on the ground, which is why you have time to what it resets it resets X's position value to as if he was either touching a wall or on the ground. Which is the two criteria that need to be met in order for you to do another air dash. Do an air dash from, again, so like, notice, I can't air dash a second time. Now this, I gotta be fast with it, and normally I actually am fast. But if I get caught by those things, the mini-boss fight that's coming up will be a little bit harder, because kind of learn, because it learns from, because it gives this robot here the ability to learn more about how I attack and like, and it gives it more buffs depending on how many times you're caught. So if you get caught even once, it raises difficulty by even a little bit, which gives him more health and thus makes the fight take longer. What I'm doing is I'm just hitting fast and hitting often. Don't worry about how hard. I'm not really able to hit without taking too much of a time loss. I'm not gonna get this in this sub 50. Now, that is what we call movement. Alright. Oop. Fortunately, I can't carry a charge shot in. However, I seem to be almost at full health. So I'm gonna show you what I can do. Screw you. Now, I obviously end up tanking quite the hit there. However, he takes more of a hit than I do. Oh no, I just got hit. Oh no. How tragic. It's almost as if he also didn't take damage too. You had to have more, you had to have a good bit of health. If you want to do this method, I don't recommend it. It's actually pretty fucking stupid to do this. But it's really funny taking him down. Simply by running into him. Because you're gonna damage him. It's funny? Is it effective? Probably not. And if you're not at full health, you risk dying. Or on top of something. Either way, it contributes to a time loss. Well, looks like the 8 Mavericks were beating sub 50. Alright. Time to go! Next 5 stages! With that extra life. As a backup. It's not required to get 9 lives, but I do it for shits and giggles. Alright, whatever. I'm never usually able to do this. And I normally... Okay, so that apparently... Oh shit, I almost died. I almost died. That would have been a huge time loss. I'm going down here because there's more... Because I believe, if I remember correctly, there's more health pickups here. I can't remember everything offhand. Yeah, there's a health pickup here. Usually by the end of the game, I only have one. And the fastest way to beat the Sigma virus is actually... So... The fastest way to beat the Sigma virus is using the Shoryuken. However, you have to be able to perfectly do it 2 times. However, you have to be able to do it 2 times back to back without getting hit, and that's a pain in the ass. Which means you cannot be which means you had to have a third reserve sub-tank for the agile fight. See, this fight, as I said, is probably like the most similar to the original in-stage fight, because Bro just really loves throwing his balls at people. That's very inappropriate to say, but I don't care. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god! Oh my god, no, 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 no! No, 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 don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die! No! Restart the run. I'll be back. Restart the run. I'll be right back. I said if I died a second time, I would restart the run. I'm back. Alright. 3, 2, 1, and start. Okay. So, same procedure as last time. The moment I gain control of X is when I start going. Alright. Gonna collect that just so I do this fight at full health. There we go. Sub-minute and a half. Sub-minute and a half for the opening stage. Okay, we're making good time. Good. Wire Sprint is probably gonna be the fastest stage. So Wire Head of Metal. That's the Japanese name. Not the Japanese version. Yeah, that's fine. Uh, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Tomorrow in Lehighton, there will be snow flurries with a high of 25 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 10 degrees. Also, there's a cold weather advisory in effect from Sunday, December 14th, 9 p.m. to Monday, December 15th, 9 a.m.
Hello, I'm back. If my mic was not muted, I am sorry for that. I was kind of, anyways. So I'm gonna try taking a break from doing speed runs. So I'm gonna try one more run of this. I'm gonna attempt one more run of this. If it dies, it dies. 3, 2, 1, time starts. Alright. Sorry, there was something I had to do, and I forgot to end the stream. And I'm like, oh, shit. Alright. I'm not too worried about my health for the fight. I'm not gonna get it to minute 30 like I did in my last attempt. If it wasn't for the fact that I unexpectedly had to do something, I probably would have gotten a better run. Whatever.